Good morning. How is it going? Today, I want to talk to you guys about the importance of sharing your story and how to start sharing your story. You were probably inspired by your coach, whether that was me or one of my coaches or another coach on the team, to get started on this journey, whatever it was. Maybe it was something that you wanted that they had, or maybe it was a similar struggle that, excuse me, similar struggle that they went through. Whatever that was, you fell in love with somebody's story, and that's most likely why you're here. So, the importance of sharing your story is huge. And I used to have the issue of I would share my story like a couple times a year, and I had this big long novel, and it was always on my anniversary, or it was on like my wedding anniversary or my Beachbody coaching anniversary. And yeah, it got a lot of likes, and it was a pretty powerful post, but I was not sprinkling it throughout the year. I wasn't relating to anybody. I was just kind of like, oh my God, get it all out there and post about it. I have to share my story. What I'm trying to do now is sprinkle my story a little bit here and there and not write a full novel about it. So how the hell do you do that, right? First of all, try to stay vulnerable. We are not perfect specimens of health and fitness, so people really want to be able to relate to you. This is hard. It's hard for them, and they want to know that it's hard for you. And if you could get through it and do it, then that means that they could too. Another thing is to always have an upswing. So no matter what you're sharing and how frustrating it is and how awful the experience may have been, or upsetting the experience may have been, make sure you share the upswing, the silver lining, what you learned from it, what you gained from it. People want to be inspired by you. So don't be like Debbie the Downer and just share a sad story. Just share your sad story. Share your sad story with, like a at the end, right? And it was awesome because think back to where you've been and think about how that has shaped the person you are today. Okay, so whatever struggles you went through, even as a child, or maybe just in your your early adult years, what kind of struggles and things like that you've gone through that made you the person that you are today, right? Some of the worst things in my life have made me the strong, confident woman that I am now. So while they sucked at the time, I'm very grateful for them. So here's a formula for sharing your story, and I'll post this in the comment section. But you want to think where you've been, where you are now, the catalyst that got you to who you are now, and where you were going, where you're going from there. So an example might be where you have been. So I was a yoga instructor, struggling not only to get enough classes, but to really make any kind of income. I was driving all over town, and I wasn't getting paid very much at all. Where am I now? Now I get to work from home. I still get to teach classes because I absolutely love teaching. I teach a couple times a week, more for fun and for meeting new people versus an income, really. I make more now in a week than I used to make in a month of teaching yoga. The catalyst that got you to where you are now, really it was me and Keith, my husband, going through a crossroads, and I didn't want to go back to working for him or with him in his business, and I wanted to help people, and Beachbody was just this amazing tool that allowed me to help people more so than just what yoga did, which was locally, and help people all across America and even Canada now. And where am I going? I'm just going up from here. I'm just going to keep on trekking and, trying to inspire more lives. So that's just a quick example that came to the top of my head right there. I just have some notes here that I like to read. You can also share your vision, letting people know that you are consistently working towards becoming better and making a big difference in sharing your story. And when you share your story, make sure that it's not always your full entire story, but that you're grabbing little bits. So I kind of said that already. I used to share my big, huge novel, and now I'm getting a little bit better of sprinkling. So here are your exercises for the day. I'll also post these in the group, but I want you guys to write down 5 stories. They don't have to be Beachbody related, just stories that have that formula. What got you there? And yeah, it doesn't have to be health and fitness related. So let's just start sprinkling your story, because let's be honest, our stories aren't all going to be health and fitness, right? You're going to find your niche by sharing the other parts of you. And number 2, this is going to be your post for today. Yay, and I still haven't seen those sweaty selfies. I was not tagged in any sweaty selfies from a couple days ago. So you guys get on that. I know you guys are all sweating, right? Anyways, number 2, make a post incorporating, it could be one of the stories that that you wrote previously, the 5 stories I'm having you guys write down, about, or it could be just your story about becoming a Beachbody coach. So make a post incorporating some of the stories about why you've decided to become a Beachbody coach. Post your story on any social media platform. I think most of us are on Facebook. If Twitter or Instagram happens to be your jam, that's totally fine too. And make sure you tag me and or your upline so we can see it and like it and get you more engagement on your pages. Anyways, so let's get sharing, everybody. I'm excited to read your journeys.